I'm sorry, not only is it Saturday, but it's still the winter time. Well, I think we're getting cheated out of the winter because yeah, I just think we're getting cheated because it's not cold anymore. It was cold like maybe 2 weeks ago, and after that, it don't seem like it's been really cold, right? I don't understand. Maybe it's just me. No worries. No worries. But welcome to the month of February. Got some exciting things going on this month. And to top it off, this is Black History Month. Like, hands up. I'm telling you, this is the month. I mean, every month is the month, but this is like a special month. And, we're just winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, we winning. We doing this for the month of February. I'm just so proud. We are in the month of February. First weekend of February. It's 6 days in. Like, it's great. It's excellent. It's phenomenal. I'm loving it, to say the least. To say the least. I want to start by kicking off the show with the fun facts. Y'all know how I like to do it. So listen, we have a lot of African American icons to look up to. And the list is so endless. So trying to pick an individual to do fun facts on, that was like the hardest task ever. And so what I did was I needed to narrow things down by, I wanted to acknowledge all the females. I know we acknowledge a lot of males. Sometimes we talk about the females, but I don't think enough emphasis go on to the females that have also paved the way and made a way for African American women. So this month, right now, on Let's Talk Finance, our fun facts today is going to be on Dr. May C. Jameson. Yes, what a legend she is. So let me give you some fun facts about her. She became the first, let me say that one more time, the first, number one, African American female woman to go in space. Now, a lot of times I find myself in space, but that ain't the same space. So, but I want to be up there, like, to be in space, in orbit. Like, man, like, I salute this lady for that. September 12th, 1992, Jameson and 6 other astronauts rocketed into space on their mission. So this was in 1992. The first African American woman in 1992. And I keep putting emphasis on that because, like, man, that's not that far a while back. That's not that long ago. But okay, around 1960, Jameson moved to Chicago from Alabama. Whoop, whoop, love that, love that. Yep. She went to Morgan Park High School and she graduated at 16. So I know Morgan Park be throwing it up on her birthday just when they think about space and astronauts. Just the whole, man, this female did this and laid this foundation for us. Now, what happened was, for one of her science projects, she investigated sickle cell anemia. And she met with the lab technician at Cook County Hospital. Now, if you're from Chicago, you know Cook County Hospital is number one. Like, they put that on top of the radar. Everybody go to the county, and that's just the name of it, the county. And, for her to talk to the lead technician back then for her science project, I thought that was phenomenal. And not only did she get information from him, he became her mentor. Now, the science project won first place in the citywide competition. Jameson studied language of Swahili and Haiti and Brazilian, and she also studied African American dance. Like, whoa, like, this is so hype. Like, what? Like, I barely know English. And she knows several different languages. And just imagine speaking these languages when you're in space. Like, what? This is so exciting. Like, I'm just so super excited about this. I'm super excited about this. Now, she graduated in 1977 with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Chemical Engineering, and she also had a Bachelor's of Arts degree in African American Studies. She attended Cornell Medical School, and she graduated in 1981. Again, still not that far ago, not that long ago. And I want to say far when I know the word is long. So I apologize for my grammar. I'm just excited. Now, she was inspired to apply to the astronaut program for NASA in 1985. Now, due to the explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger in 1986, they had to pause this program. So just stop right there and think. Somebody encouraged you to do this. You're an African American female. You know, times are really hard. And now all of a sudden, this puts a damper in it and you got to stop. Just imagine if, you know, she wasn't focused, if she wasn't determined, if she didn't have that faith base, if she didn't have people just surrounding her. Imagine what the mind could have done. But let me tell you how powerful our girl, Dr. Jameson, is, right? She reapplied to this program and got accepted a year later in 1987. She was one of 15 people chosen for the program out of 2,000 applications. What? Wow. My hat is off to her. I salute her. Now, she was also selected for NASA's astronaut Group 12. Let me tell y'all what Group 12 is. Hey! She received her first mission, which was the STS-47 crew. And her mission specialized aboard the space shuttle September 12th, 1992. Like, man, like, whoa, I remember that. Like, what? Okay, now, while in orbit, Jameson conducted experiments. Like, her mind is still going. She can't stop. You would think just by being in orbit, you're going to embrace that and make memories. No, this lady was still at work. She still had a plan. And so she was experimenting she took the advantages that were at her hands. And I respect that, to do environmental studies where objects appear to be weightless. The mission was known as Space Lab J, conducted over 44 different experiments. So she did 44 different experiments and they named it after her, Space Lab J. Like, I love that for her. She continued to work for NASA as an astronaut and she left in 1993. Like, whoa. What? Like, you can walk around and say, I'm an astronaut. I'm an astronaut. Like, what? Like, this is so exciting. Okay, now, she also launched the Earth We Share. It's an international space camp, right? Now, in addition to this space camp, she founded the Jameson Group, Inc., which focuses on combining space and technology to improve life and the Earth. Give it up for Dr. Jameson. Like, oh my God. Like, that is so phenomenal. I don't know who wouldn't bask in that information. Like, that's just, I'm loving it. So thank you. Got some special announcements for you. If you have not, by today being February 7th, if you have not received your W-2s or your 1099s, there is a chance they are still in transit. Keep in mind, the entities had until actually Monday, February 2nd, to have it post-dated and mailed out to you or sent out to you electronically. If you have not done so already, please get on your preparers and your accountants' calendars. There have been so many changes with the tax laws, and you don't want to miss out on anything that may apply to you. Yes, you need to have an IRS ID Me account. That account is so important. Please create that account if you have not done so already. Now, we got some February birthdays. February birthdays. And you know what that means? That means birthday cake. Yay! Birthday cake. Okay, so let's talk about it. A good friend of mine, Elvis, I love him so dearly. He celebrated his birthday February 2nd. We have a special birthday coming up. My sister-in-law, Jamaica, her birthday is February 10th. Now, I'm going to say the best for last. My cousin, Brian, but we all know him as Cousin Speedy. He's going to be celebrating his birthday on the 18th, as well as a good friend of mine, Devin. So shout out to y'all. I definitely want some birthday cake from both of y'all. Both of y'all. Special birthday is my niece and my great niece have the same birthday. Isn't that spectacular? Happy birthday, Kenitra and Angel, who will be celebrating their birthday on the 19th of this month. Not only is he my landlord, but he's also a good friend, and I love to get on his nerves. His birthday is on the 22nd. Also, he makes really good muscatoli and potato salad. It is really, really good. Like, oh my God, it's so good. Yes. Now, my cousin Sharice, my sexy cousin Sharice, I know y'all done seen her on Facebook, Cup the Mentor. She's asking for people just to give her some thoughts about what to do for her big 50th. I told her she should have a party and invite strippers that are dwarfs. Like, I think that'll be really cool for 50. She'll be celebrating her birthday on the 22nd. No, I'm sorry, on the 23rd. My favorite male cousin, which is her brother, Cedric, and everybody knows him as Said Mac, will be celebrating their birthdays on the 23rd, along with my auntie Olivia. So happy birthday to all of y'all. I did say I was going to save the best for last, and I meant that. And I know to go in order, but guess what? It's my platform. I'm going to do it how I want to do it. February 12th is a special day. Coming up, you know, we used to get President's Day off. And in my mind, before I really sat and asked questions, I used to think that all the presidents' birthday would fall on the 16th or the 18th. That was what I thought, because they named it President's Day. I knew we didn't have to go to school, so that was another plus. So I was excited that all the presidents had the same birthday, until someone told me no, they're not going to celebrate every president's birthday, so they're just going to combine it. And history states that February 16th will be President's Day, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the 16th? Yes, the 16th. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure. So I knew we didn't go to school, and I was excited. But it was also told to me that a really good president, President Lincoln, birthday was February 12th. And so I was like, wow, that's really unique that his birthday is February 12th, because that's my mom's birthday. So I'm like, man, my mom and the president got the same birthday. You gotta be important if you got the same birthday as the president. So I remembered as a child coming up that I had 3 things to celebrate in February. I wasn't going to school. My mom had the same birthday as President's Day, and it was Valentine's Day. I was going to get some chocolate. So I was super excited, and I remembered my mother's birthday because it was Abraham Lincoln's birthday. So February 12th is so dear to me. That is my mother's birthday. Had my mother lived, my mother would be 76 on the 12th. is Thursday, this coming Thursday. But we are going to celebrate like she is here. We have a special birthday dinner planned, and I'm going to have some birthday cake, and I'm taking my speaker to the restaurant, and we playing music, turning it up for my mother. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So happy birthday to my mom. And, just let me say this, if you will, those of you all who are listening, who are tuning in now or tuning in later, if you have your parents, man, love on your parents. Because when they're not here, you're going to wish that they were. Whether you had a relationship with them or not, it's just something about a parent's love. So if you have your parents, love on your parents. Even if they get on your nerves, love on your parents. Because even in tax season, I really wish my mom was here to call me and ask me the most craziest question when she could have called any other time. But she chose to call during my busy season to ask me questions. Oh my God, like I really miss that. So if your parents are here, love on your parents, man. I just want to say that to you. Just love on your parents. That is so very, very important. Very important. As a matter of fact, take a moment and just reach out to your parents now via text message, via telephone call. If you're sitting with your parents, let your parents know you love them for no particular reason at all. Hey, mom, hey, dad, man, I just really love y'all. I just really appreciate y'all. And yeah, I need y'all to do that for me. Do that for me, please. Now, of course, the IRS started accepting tax returns on the 26th of January. I know a lot of people know that, but we are confirming that the first electronic submission was on January 26th, the very, very first one. So yes, you can still file. It is not closed. Make sure you have all of your documents readily available, okay? That is so very important. You don't want to go to your preparer or your accountant and you don't have everything. Now, what I will say about this month's shows is that because we're celebrating Black History Month, because we're celebrating love, and we're celebrating finances, our shows this month may exceed the 60-minute limit, no longer than going 75 minutes. So I just wanted to give you all that disclaimer. Please, if you're listening, please comment, like, love, share the content. You never know who's going to need this information. Share that content. It's free. It takes 2 seconds to share. Remember, if we can share gossip, I'm finna hurt some feelings. We can share important financial information that's going to help with our growth, with our foundation, with our platforms, and where we want to see ourselves 5 to 10 years from now. So yes, do that. So wait, one more disclaimer. Y'all see my background? Y'all see me? Okay. I had to do that. I love that. Okay. Water break. Refreshing. So, everyone, hey, welcome back to Let's Talk Finance Podcast. And if you are new joining us, welcome to the family. We are family here on Let's Talk Finance, which means we welcome your feedback, whether it's good, bad, and or indifferent. We welcome any questions. We welcome you to participate and say how you feel. And guess what? It is okay to disagree. We welcome all of that. So yes, this is a family platform. Here on Let's Talk Finance Podcast, not only do we break down finances with clarity, we break down your finances with faith and empowerment, because understanding your money, not mine, but understanding your money is not just about how much money you got. It's not about the numbers. It's about the confidence you had to get those numbers and to get that money, how you're keeping it aligned, and what your purpose is. That's what we do here on Let's Talk Finance. So today's conversation is all about starting tax season the right way. That's what we're going to talk about. How do you start tax season the right way? So today's topic is going to be tax season kickoff, how to file smart, early, and stress-free. Yes, because staying ahead doesn't mean feeling overwhelmed, which means, people, you cannot overwhelm your accountants and your preparers, especially if they have been so diligent with releasing information and updates and having an open door policy. You got to work with them, okay? Please do that. Now, how do you file smart? And let's talk about it. Filing smart before you file means it starts with you. Like, everything starts with you. You know, you all hear me say often, everything starts and ends with the transaction, which it does. So in this particular instance, you are the transaction. It has to start with you. You're the foundation. So let's talk about preparation and organization. That's so important, because if you're not prepared, you're going to look and be mad, because now that's multiple trips. If you're not organized, you're still going to be mad, because not only is that multiple trips, but that can cause delays in getting your information filed because you don't have all the right information. If the numbers come back and they don't look how you are expecting them to look, now you're stressed out and wondering why, where, can I? That's when all those questions come about. So let's be prepared and organized. How do we do that? Filing smart before submitting your tax returns. That is a whole entire process. Now, initially, because you need to know what documents you are filing, that means you should be on your accountant's calendar book, because that's where those consultations come in at, because you need to know what you need to have. I love when my clients call me and say, hey, Shavonna, look, nothing really changed last year, but you know, I don't want you fussing at me. So what I need to bring this year? And I'm going to tell you 15 times what to bring, because I want you to get it. I want you to get it. And we have a great understanding. So they'll call, they'll text. Okay, Shavonna, I heard what you said. I'm bringing it. 89% of the time, they have all their documents. That other 11% of the time, man, I knew you said something else. Why you didn't write it down? I sent you an email. Why didn't you check your email? I know you wanted to come out here twice. You just want me fussing at you. I know what it is. That's that 11%. It's like that parent that got that one kid that just won't listen, that just got to do what they want to do. Guess what? I was that kid. Okay, now, the weight is lifted off you when you're prepared, because you're not struggling for anything. You have all your documents. You know what they are. You have them categorized. A lot of people now have moved digital, so they have spreadsheets. They have programs and softwares that tally up this information that you can also submit to your preparer. That's very, very important. Now, also think about when you're prepared, there's no mistakes at all. It's like boiling a pot of water. Would you pick up that hot pot and don't have a towel or a stove mitt? Absolutely not. So you're prepared for that. If you're going to cook a big dinner, you're going to have your list together. You're going to go to all 16 of your stores, and you're going to come back and you're going to make sure everything is aligned correctly, because you've prepared for that. It's the same when it comes to your tax return. You have to be prepared. Now, here is 5 must-do steps before filing this year. 5 steps. 1, gather all your income, all your documents, whether it's a W-2, a 1099-R, a 1099-B, 1099-INT, whatever it is, even if it's gambling winnings, yes, those count. Gather up your documents, gather up all your income, whatever source of income you receive. After you do that, you organize your personal and dependent information. What does that mean? Let's just say you're married filing jointly. Your spouse may not be as organized as you. So now you have to make sure you have all of your spouse's information. Now, let's say you file your dependent and your dependent is in school. That is a write-off for you. So now you have to make sure that your dependent gets their documents to get them to you in enough time. So everyone has to be prepared. Now, you have to make sure if you were a Schedule C or Schedule E filer, which means you are self-employed, you write off all of your expenses on that Schedule C. That Schedule E means you rent properties. You are a property owner, so you have all of your income and your expenses. Make sure that you track all of your expenses, please. And if you didn't know what your expenses was, I trust that you had a conversation with your accountant or your preparer so you can be ready. Last but not leastly, review your last year's tax return. Again, tax laws change every year. In order for you to know what happened last year to this year, no matter how big or small it was, you need to review that tax return. Again, it's not just about the numbers. It's about knowing what's on the tax return. How did those numbers get there? Now, also, under income, the source is labeled. If there is an amount numbered, look for that document. Meaning, you have a document and it has a number on it. And whether it's box 1, whether it's box 7, whether it's box 6, because it has a value in it, you have to report it because that company has sent you that document and they've already notified the federal and state entities that this is out of their hands. They no longer have to file taxes on it. They have done their due diligence. So any form that you get, make sure you're filing it. When it comes to additional income, that's your dividends, that's your entrance, that's your capital gains and losses. All of those go onto your Schedule A. Some of it does, depending on what you're writing off. Every tax situation is different. However, a lot of this information will stem from your Schedule 1, line number 8. Ask questions early. There is no need to guess about your tax return. No need to guess about your finances. Inquire. What do I tell you all? It is okay to be nosy about you. Water break. Now, by having your documents organized, not only is your accountant going to love you, you're not stressed, you're not rushing. You've given them time to go through your documents to see if anything is missing so they can get back to you in enough time. Because what is that? That's communication. Okay? All hands are in the pile trying to make sure that as we mushing it up, it's going to come out a masterpiece. You know how you scrunch up that cornbread when you're making that dressing? The same thing right here. I think I'm going to make me some dressing Sunday. Now, knowing what your deduction options are. I talked a lot about this January 10th. And let me just stop right there. Shout out to everyone that's chiming in on social media. Like, I so appreciate y'all. Y'all are really showing out. Y'all are just, man, I appreciate y'all. Now, the social media came about because I got introduced to a phenomenal young lady. And, you know, if you all know and remember Kings of Comedy And you remember Bernie Mac came on stage. This is Black History Month. We're talking about black people, right? He came on stage and he said, you know you somebody when white folks come see you. And, you know, we all laughed at that and we chuckled, and it's still funny today. But I have brought a young lady on my team that handles the social media. And when I tell you she is so phenomenal, this lady here, oh my God. And the reason why I put so much emphasis on that is because not only does she do the social media, but she is in the Philippines. And guess what? It is 3:45 here in Illinois, which means where she's at is 5:45, yeah, in the morning. And she is up on the live watching me now. You got to be somebody. Oh, shout out to Let's Talk Finance. So shout out to my cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. And that's what I call her because I love her. Oh, I love her so much. She has been such an inspiration and a positive role model when it comes to that social media. So, Cha, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you along with anybody else tuning in and watching. I love that you're spending time with your girl on Let's Talk Finance because this is so important. So that's why I brought that out. But also, on January 10th, you know, the show, we had some updates like talking about your credits, your deductions, what it looked like, the benefits. We have also been posting that information more regularly because those questions still come about. So what I want to do is I want to give you some of that information now again. So let's talk about the standard deduction and who it benefits, right? So the standard deduction is a fixed dollar amount that reduces your taxable income. So every year, the Internal Revenue Service has an amount set that helps people like you and me file our taxes with our taxable liability. So they give us a certain amount to help us. Now, how do you find out what that is? It's always posted on their website. I give you that information, and it's also on your tax return. Now, it's a lump sum that's subtracted from your AGI, which is your adjusted gross income, and that gets your taxable income, which means it lowers your taxes because of the standard deduction. If your accountant or your preparer goes over your tax return with you, you will see this line by line. So the standard deduction rates are as follows. If you are single or married filing separately, your standard deduction is $15,750. If you are married filing jointly or a qualifying widower, your standard deduction is $31,500. If you are head of household, your standard deduction is $23,625. Now, that's standard. Let's talk about an itemized deduction. Itemized deductions is when you're able to max out what the standard deduction was. Now, itemized deductions are specifically IRS approved expenses, which means that you can't come up with an expense and put it on your tax return. If it wasn't approved by the IRS, it cannot go on your tax return. So, some examples would be the mortgage insurance, your charitable gifts and donations, your medical costs. All of this also comes on the Schedule A, and that transfers over to your 1040, which lowers your taxable income. Now, if your itemized deductions are greater than your standard deduction, you would save more money by itemizing. However, these expenses have to be IRS approved. They have to be. Now, here are some common examples that people overlook when it comes to filing. You have student loan interest. Yes, you can write that off. You have IRA contributions. You have the educator expense. It's no longer $250, it's now $300. You have medical and dental. You have taxes. You have transportation. Those are some small items that sometimes people forget that they can deduct that from their tax return depending on their taxable situation and how they file out. That's why your consultations with your tax preparer or your accountant is so important. Now, why choosing the wrong option can cost you money? Because you have some people that say, well, I don't want to file that way. I want to file this way. I don't want to file that way. I want to file this way. Well, guess what? Unfortunately, you can't file the way you want to file. You have to file the way that is set up for you to file. And it's either going to be single, it's going to be married filing separately, married filing jointly, qualifying widower, and that's where you at. It ain't no more. You can't go and say, well, I want to file this way. Don't try it. It won't work. Now, let me help you out. If you aren't sure what you're supposed to be filing as or what your status is, you will lose out on credits. Yes, every filing status gets some type of help on their tax return. Having a conversation, you will overlook some of the highlights that's important for you to know how it benefits you. That's important. Now, if you look at your last year's return, and it's called doing a 2-year comparison, you look at the amounts, you look at the documents, and then you look at your current year. There may be a change. There may be adjustments. It's important to look at that. That's why the annual documents are so important. And you keeping your documents all year because they're supposed to match up. People, we got to stop assuming. If we can be nosy, I'm finna hurt some feelings. If we could be nosy about the gossip that's going on social media, we could be nosy about our finances. We could put just a little bit more oomph in it because it's us. It's our name. It's our social security number. It's our finances. It's our credit. So we need to be more diligent about that. Write your questions down. Have them ready. I have some clients that'll send me a text message out of nowhere. Hey, I just want to know, can I? Or they'll start by saying, I'm just asking for a friend. And it's okay to do that because you're asking. I'm not against you asking your friends or your family or loved ones questions, but people, listen. If this is not their area of expertise, if they're not doing this on a regular basis, if they are not taking the courses and the classes to stay abreast it, you cannot take that financial information from them and apply it to your tax return or yourself. Every tax situation is different. You cannot compare apples and oranges. It's two different fruits. Your tax return is two different tax returns. So that's a way that you will also lose out on your tax return. Remember, there is a difference between a tax preparer and a person that does taxes. Let that marinate. Now, let's go on to why filing early protects your refund and your peace. A lot of people love refunds. That's why they file, to get a refund. Water break. Thank you. People file, they work all year, they want to reap the benefits, and they want a vacation. It's like, I did this. This is for me. So, filing early gives you control. It's not like you're under pressure to file. And you're filing early because the year prior, you were already preparing yourself for it. You were getting ready throughout the year. You were having those conversations. You was watching the show. You were asking questions. You were just ready by any means necessary. So you're not filled with pressure, right? Now, if you do file early, you done already ensured that you done got all your documents, or the documents you have, you're going to give them to your accountant preparer. You're going to say, look, this is 89% of what I have. I don't want to misplace it. So I'm just going to give it to you. When I get the rest of the documents, I'll drop it off, email it, or fax it, whatever you see fit to do. And it's okay to do that, because guess what? Your preparer can also get a jump start. Long as you are in the system, we can go over everything else. The hard part is getting the documents and getting you to get the documents to us. So therefore, if something is missing, there is no need for an amended return, because why? We're sitting and we're waiting. We done already waited 12 months to do the tax return. We could wait 2 more months. What's the rush? What's the rush? We got to slow down, people. We have to. It's a must. Now, when you file, there's a chance you may or may not owe money, but you're not going to know until you file. Filing early also identifies issues sooner. So let's just say you file your return and you have a higher balance than normal. Why is that? I can tell you why. Because I've had the time to analyze and overlook things. I've had the time to do my research and my due diligence. With my experience, 90% of the time, no, I'm telling a fib. No, as my mama would say, you're telling a lie, you older than 5. So that was a lie. I'm going to say maybe 79 to 80% of the time, I know why the tax return looked like it looked. Because I don't know everything. I still have to reach out to my gurus, and I still have to do research. Again, when you stop learning, that means you know it all. I don't know it all. Not at all. I don't even know how to spell I know it all, because I don't know it all at all. Now, by you also waiting, you know what your credits and deductions are. You know what to look for. You know what to save. Like, I felt so bad for a young lady I was talking to the other day, and she files out on a Schedule C, listening to her friends. You know, you can write this off and write this off, but no one told the young lady, keep your receipts, keep your documentation. And the young lady was in tears because we can't write off anything we don't have the proof of. Where's your proof that you spent over $60,000 in expenses? Like, we need that proof. You didn't think to hold the receipts or anything. And I get it. You're not knowing. This is something new to you. You're excited and eager, and you're making money. So you're not thinking about the domino effect at the end. Your friend told you something. Your friend is not going to lie to you, so you're going to roll with that. But because you don't know what they are, you're going to miss out. You need to know what you can and cannot deduct. You have to be aware of what is attached to your name and your social. Now, think about planning for a refund versus a balance due, which means you got withholdings versus being exempt, which means you're paying taxes, versus you using your refund and just throwing it away. A lot of people take their refund, if they get a refund back, because they've paid estimated tax payments, they apply it to the next quarter, because now they're saving and they want to get another step ahead of the game, because they understand that taxes do increase. Tax laws change every year. They don't stay the same. Now, using your refund strategically instead of reactively. Yes, I know we want to go on the trips. I know we want to buy the Gucci bags and the red bottom shoes. I want to go to the Harry Potter store. I want birthday cake. But hey, we can't do that. We got to think about what's going to come next. We got to be prepared for that. So think about that 50-30-20 rule we talked about. And also you could adjust it to how you see fit. Think about making a big purchase, because now that's an asset. That asset also may have depreciation. That may also help you on your tax return. Now, the benefit of tax planning and refund strategy sessions are also available at Anointed Accounting. You can call us. We'll talk to you about it. We'll help you get prepared. People, listen, I want you to be intentional about the way you spend. I want you to be intentional. it's so important to be intentional. I want you to be prepared for anything that comes your way because it's important to be prepared. Now, you need to know how to use your refund strategically and how it's going to benefit you. Yes, the trips, the shopping, getting caught up from prior debt, I get that and I respect that, and that's a good thing. But sometimes we have to sit and take a step back and say, you know what? Instead of me buying myself 2 treats, I'm going to buy 1 nice treat and I'm going to treat myself to that, because I encourage you to celebrate the big and the small wins. Just don't be greedy. Now, guess what? After I done said all that, filing smart is about choosing what works best for your situation. Boom. Now, we're going to talk about how to prepare your business to file without stress. Because who likes stress? Nobody. Nobody wants to be stressed out. Stress get gray hair. Look, you see this gray? Oh my God. A gentleman told me the other day, he said, "Oh, ma'am, yo, gray on." I said, "Nope, you said gray folks first." I hurried up and got on the phone and called my stylist. "Look, it's time to get my hair done. You see the gray? Yeah, I'm not ready for it." And he said, "Ma'am, that's wisdom. You should be excited about that." Yeah, I know I got wisdom. I ain't accepted this gray. So as long as they keep making color, you're not going to see my gray. And we just had a nice little old laugh. But that was the fun fact for this part of the show. Now, so you're not stressed, business owners, we prepare our tax returns differently. It's a whole lot differently from preparing your individual return, which means we need to have more information. We have to have all sources of income that's been received: credit cards, Zelle payments, Cash App payments, Venmo payments, however you receive these payments, any third-party fees that you select, whether your company has done investments, you're going to be receiving 1099s for work you may have done depending on the industry that you're in. So any income received, we have to have our documents for that. We also have to know how our business is structured. A lot of business owners are not aware how they are structured. They just know that they have a business. However, you need to know if you're a C Corp, a S Corp, or LLC. Your deadline is also different from the individual's deadline, which means if you file out on your corporation return, your deadline is due March, whereas individuals are due in April. You need to know that. And if you're not doing your own research, how will you know that? Because you would have had a consultation with your accountant/preparer. Now, the key documents needed when you're a business owner and you're filing would be your payroll reports, your income statements, your bank reconciliations, if some. Be mindful that also as you're filing under the business statute, meaning you're filing out as an LLC or a corporation, have your budget. That's important. A lot of people, when they look at their tax return and we sit and we talk and they say, "Wow, I don't know where I got this money from. How did this come about? How can we do things differently?" You got to have a budget. That budget is going to work for you. And again, you can start small. You can. You got to know if you could afford the expense. And you got to know if the expense, if that person allows you to get on a payment plan. A lot of companies don't offer payment plans. That's another reason why it's best to talk to people so you can know what you're up against. Another issue that slows down business filers from filing, they don't like the information that came from the prior tax preparer, even though it was the truth. So they're going to go to somebody else. And that's what hurts our people. Sometimes being cheap ain't always the best route. And again, if you're going to spend $2,000 on them shoes, you can spend $2,000 when it comes to your money and your social security number. Let that marinate. Now, talking to someone else about your tax situation and making their tax situation yours because theirs looks greater than yours, that's also a bad idea. I wouldn't suggest you do that because you're two different individuals. Now, when it comes to your tax filing, quarterly prep packages help keep you ahead of the game. What does that mean? That includes your consultations. That includes what documents you need to have readily available. That includes whether you have bookkeeping services or payroll services when you're dealing with your accountant, because a lot of this falls on them. So the bare minimum that you need to submit, it won't be that much because they will have the bulk of it. Now, also, you will be able to file on time. Your accountant and your preparer has accountability. You trust them. You trust that entity. When you're with somebody, you stick with them. Your relationship with your accountant is just like your relationship when it comes to your spouse. You all have to talk about everything. Maybe that was a bad analogy because I don't know if a lot of spouses talk to each other. Well, whatever. Your best friend, your sister, anyone. This is an intimate relationship. Again, the 5 people you have to tell everything to and you cannot lie to. That's God, your priest, your pastor, your doctor, physician, your attorney, and your accountant. These 5 have to know everything about you because collectively or solo, they can help you and keep you out of trouble. So you got to tell them your darkest and deepest secrets. Not too deep now, but when it comes to the financial part. Now, when you're also dealing with a trusted accountant, you don't have to worry about the filing date and being caught up because they're going to keep you informed from start to finish. You will have copies of all of your documents. What you choose to do with your copies is on you. However, I highly suggest that you create a folder on your email entitled Tax Returns, or create a folder entitled it whatever your account or preparer's name is. So if it's anything in relationship to that entity, you know right where to go and get it. Also create a folder on your desktop laptop. If you want to put it in the cloud, you can put it there too. Just have a safe space for it to be so you can access it easily. Now, picture this if you would. If your business was organized, then your tax season would be organized also. Just think about that. If you were this organized, you can't wait till January to get here. Why? Because you want to give all your stuff to your account because now it's off you. You got other stuff to worry about. So you're not under any type of stress. And I think that that's a plus in itself. Now, common tax filing mistakes to avoid. We have a lot of those to avoid, people, a lot of them. Rushing to file without having your documents. Again, you've already waited 12 months. Waiting another 6 to 8 weeks is not going to hurt. Please wait for all your documents. What's the rush? You will miss out on income. You will miss out on deductions. You will miss out on credits. It's not that important. Stop. Breathe. You're going to get it. It is not going anywhere. I promise you that. Take your time. Incorrect filing statuses, like I talked about earlier, and dependent errors. You don't know if to claim this person or yourself as head of household. You're not familiar with the residency test. You're not familiar with the age test. A lot of times I get people saying, well, why doesn't my son qualify? He's 19 years old. Well, no, he's not going to qualify for child tax credit. I'm sorry, he's not. But if your child is in school, you can get American Opportunity Tax Credit. That's Form 1098T. Have them to pull that down from their financial website on their student portal. But you wouldn't know this if you didn't have those conversations with your accountant/preparer. Now, ignoring IRS notices and red flags. People, as my mama used to say, you can't run from Uncle Sam. It's just impossible. He gonna win. And the amazing part about it is we think Job from the Bible had patience. The IRS got patience because they will wait on you. And there's no statute of limitation. So there you have it. There you have it. Can't do it. So yeah. Like, no, don't do it. It's not worth it. That's why it's important for you to have that relationship, to have that trust, to build that foundation with your accountant or your preparer and your accountant's team, because they work together, they work collectively. Trust me, if the accountant knows all your business, the team is very aware because everybody has to work collectively. It's a group thing, and it's nothing bad. It's a group thing. You want everybody to work collectively because you got different minds, different ideals, and everything is coming together accordingly. My friends that's listening, and I want to stop right here. I didn't do it earlier. I want to thank all of my listeners for tuning in and hanging out with your girl. I got some new stuff coming out for y'all. Just wait till me and my cha-cha-cha get together. That's what I call her, y'all. I know I said that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We got Pendleton Quick Tax in the building, all the way from Arizona. Whoop, whoop. Hey, Miss K. Like, if you tuning in now and I did not say your name, I love you. Thank you so much. If you're tuning in later, thank you so much for just listening. I'm going to keep educating you all because I love educating my people. If you don't take nothing else away from today at all, please take away these two things, please. You don't have to do everything by yourself. You don't have to do everything at once. Take one step at a time. Give yourself permission to prepare with confidence. And if you're lacking something, it's okay. Pick up the phone because communication is key. It will help you. Remember, no question is a dumb question. The only dumb question is a question not asked. Period. Now, let this season be the first season you start early, you stay organized, and you move through your process with ease. That's what I want to leave you with. Now, in today's closing about tax season brings out the responsible adult, because that's what we are, responsible adults. Even though when we go to our accounts and preparers, we act like we 3 and we 4, and we hold your hand and we carry you and we rock you and put you on our shoulder. Tax season is still about being a responsible adult and not saying I'll deal with it later. That's not the side of us. We want to remain responsible and upfront. Let's meet in the middle, okay? Let's prepare early. Let's set our appointments. Let's hand over our documents. Let's take a step and breathe. That's a challenge. I want to see who can do it. The challenge starts now. It starts now. Come next week, I want to see 100 people that say, I didn't got on my preparer's calendar. I'm ready. I'm getting my documents together. This really helped me. Guess what? I'm not even stressing about nothing because it's out of my hands. It's like growing up with a sibling and you didn't want to get in trouble, so you blamed it on your other person, your other sibling. But if you grew up in my house, if one did it, all did it. Everybody got a whooping. So thank you all for tuning in to Let's Talk Finance podcast. Please, people, please, 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 please. I cannot encourage you enough. Please share the content. It takes 2 seconds to share. Let somebody else be informed. Help somebody else, and you don't even know that you're helping them. Please comment. I love your feedback. It's so welcoming. That helps me grow. I don't care if it's constructive. I don't care if you mad at me and say, guess what? I think your glasses is crooked. Next time I'm going to have it fixed because you see what I can't. And I'm okay with that. So share, like, love the content. If you have not subscribed to that YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. We are on all social media platforms at Anointed Accounting, which is ANOINTED ACCOUNTING. Our website is www.ANOINTEDACCOUNTING.com. Our telephone number is 312-837-7219, and across all social media platforms at ANOINTEDACCOUNTING. Please be sure to check out that YouTube channel. It is a wealth of information on there. I cannot wait to see you all next Saturday. Yay! I can't wait to see y'all next Saturday. I hope we get some more cold days. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So, thank y'all for staying this extra 2 minutes with me. I really, truly appreciate it. I try not to keep you longer, but thank you for spending time with me. So until next time, people, stay encouraged, stay grateful, and continue to walk in your purpose. I love you all so much, and I will see y'all next Saturday. Bye.